What are your thoughts on the condo inspection bill, and if it passes, would you sign it?
I haven't seen it, so we'll see, but I've said when Surfside happened, if there's anything we can be doing at the state level that could potentially alert someone that something like this is catastrophic and as unusual it was could happen, then that's something that we have to consider. That was a devastating event. And again, there was a lot of problems leading up to that. It's a little frustrating that this federal inspection takes so long. I mean, I understand they want to be thorough, but I mean, it would be nice to have 6 months later, here's the reason that it happened, because I think people would want to address that very quickly. But I've said I'm open to anything that will potentially help people, and also just make sure they have good peace of mind in terms of knowing. I don't think this is something that's a rampant problem throughout Florida, because a lot of people went and started doing inspections at the same time. You know, to see that pile there and to see all the people that we lost. If there was anything that could have been done to stop that or prevent that or alert, you know, that's something that we need to know, and we need to take action accordingly.
How's redistricting coming along?
You have to ask the legislature on that. You know, I've said very clearly that I will veto maps that include some of these unconstitutional districts, and that is a guarantee. They can take that to the bank. And so hopefully we'll be able to get something good that'll be positive for the people of Florida.
But that's the federal level, right?
Federal level, yep. Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the benefits of you signing the SB 7014, the hospital immunity bill?
Well, it's not a hospital immunity bill. It's a COVID liability protection that we had last year. And I think had we not done that, I think you would have seen our economy be crimped, because people would have been scared to have lawsuits. For example, if you own a restaurant and people go in and eat, you know, you can't prevent COVID in those types of situations. I mean, you don't want to, but the idea that people would have lawsuits would really, really crimp, I think, what's going on. There's also a lot of fear in nursing homes that they didn't have liability protection. They didn't want to have visitors because they were scared of getting sued. So that was not something that we wanted to do. At the same time, we looked at how that was structured last year, and it basically said, hey, if you're following guidance, you're good. Well, as we know, there's a lot of this guidance that's been very poor. And so we've put out updated guidance in Florida, particularly for individual businesses, saying force masking your employees is not recommended in the state of Florida. It's not based on science. And I go to these big events, and I speak, and there's all these people having such a good time, eating, drinking, all this stuff. And God bless you, you know, it's Florida, we want to have fun. But I see the staff is forced to wear masks a lot of times. So they're toiling under these masks when nobody else is doing it. Do not tell me that is based in science. That is COVID theater. And there's no place in Florida for COVID theater. And so I think what we've done is we've given businesses incentives to say, you know what? The Florida's put out guidance. If I liberate my employees for masks, I'm still going to be protected and not going to have to face frivolous lawsuits on that. And I think you're starting to see that. You know, I saw a lot of the servers here. I didn't see them wearing masks. I mean, they've done a lot of great work here with the honor flights with CJ Cannons. I want to thank them for having us here. It's really significant. We've got to be in a situation where people are able to be treated with respect and not be forced to do this. And I think we're getting there. Now, and there's no mandates in Florida, of course, and the state never had a mandate for masks. It's something people can do or not. But that is something I think that we really do. So, and then we also updated the guidance, the Department of Health, about physicians having the ability to try and basically having patients, particularly COVID patients, have the right to try medications. If the FDA approves something for a different use and a physician thinks this could be beneficial and the patient wants to try it, they should have the right to do that. So we've updated that guidance so that if a practitioner is doing that, you know, with a health organization, then they're not going to necessarily fear a threat of lawsuit in that respect. And so I think that had you not had liability protection, my fear was businesses would start crimping and being more restrictive for fear of getting sued. And that's just what we don't want. We want an open economy where people can make their own decisions.